In 1975, rustic rock supergroup Moonrider released their self-titled singular album on Anchor, and from it, the track Danger in the Night. Okay, that was Danger in the Night by Moonrider. Basically, the centerpiece of this album. And, well, first of all, the band, all the members had quite big backgrounds behind them and would go on to other things. This song would be re-recorded by one of the members. I'll get to that. Moonrider were an English rustic rock band that released a self-titled album on Small Press Anchor Records in 1975. The band featured ex-Tomorrow vocalist Keith West and once Quiver Future Attractions bassist Bruce Thomas. The band developed through ties between Keith West and guitarist John Weider, who worked together on the former's 1974 solo album, Wherever My Love Goes, which marked a ruralized turn for the former Tomorrow vocalist. The guitarist himself had an extensive background with stints in The Animals, 1967 to 69, and Family, 1970 to 71, as well as brief appearances with Stud, Home, and the 1972 one-off Roro with Alan Ross, eventually of the funk rock band Ross. Yeah. Completing the Moonrider lineup were former Bodast Quiver bassist Bruce Thomas and ex-Jasper Trifle drummer Chico Greenwood. Musically, the Moonrider album merges rustic twang with dark balladry, a balance exemplified in the track Danger in the Night, which Weider would re-record with his subsequent band Gulliver in 1979. Bruce Thomas reemerged in late 1977 in Elvis Costello's backing band, The Attractions. And let's see. To summarize the song Danger in the Night, it had like this, primarily an A minor, rising to D, dropping to G, those three chords, under a twangy lead-in, bare, cautious vocals from Keith West, West Coast harmonies, with a ghostly emphasis on the word night. Stylistically, similar to the band America, some of their numbers, or the band Firefall, although in all fairness, Firefall hadn't yet come out at this point. Later on, we heard a tensed up, choppy cadence emphasizing the line, "Cut it with a knife." Elsewhere, we heard fluid, clean guitar solos following the chorus, soaring, searing upward, the silvery guitar tone. Overall, dark, rustic feel. This ascending bass guitar figure, following the chorus. Yeah. Danger in the Night, a standout from the Moonrider album. Let's hear one more track. Angel of Mercy, the opener. That was Angel of Mercy by Moonrider, and some really uh, kind of alarming guitar licks in that piece. It began with this like wah-wah funky intro in B. Gradually, some Fender Rhodes electric piano was layered on softly. All this over mid-tempo 4/4 downbeat. Um, Kind of a 60s feel in that rhythm section actually, mixed with some like mid-70s um, like guitar keyboard effects and such. Verses were pretty restrained, once again holding on to just that B major center. That yeah. Leslie guitar tones faintly behind Keith West, who was doing a slight croon, upward waver on select vowels, overall laid back in tone, full harmonies on that chorus line. And then there's that searing, silvery guitar line that cut through it around 2 minutes. Just a real, almost sounded like it was beaming in from another recording. It just leapt right out of the mix. And then the intro section resumed, reappeared, and then we had a repeat of all the other parts we had heard already. And then that searing guitar solo came back at around 3:10. And then the intro resumed, only this time the guitar started soaring upward, playing sustained notes. Then we had that guitar solo to the fade out, high tones over those faint Leslie sounds and some double tracking. Yeah. Very overall like a real guitar oriented number, guitar interplay type number. And Angel of Mercy, I was trying to, after I took all those notes, I was trying to pay a bit more attention to the lyrics during like the second verse to see whether, because an Angel of Mercy is a nurse that kills patients who are suffering out of mercy. I was wondering, is this about that literally, or is it about like a woman in joy, or is it about a prostitute? Is it about hanky panky? Is it about clandestine love affair? Is it yeah? Anyway, because all those were quite popular topics in the 70s. This number, I guess, could be compared somewhat to stylistically to Starry-Eyed and Laughing. Kind of like a cross between that and, except they were a bit more. They had a bit more of a hard edge and a kind of jangly, birdsy type sound. But it was kind of going in that some of the interlocking guitar parts and stuff, kind of like a midway stylistically between that and like the Sutherland Brothers and Quiver. Yeah, all like English rustic rock bands that were active around this time. Yeah, Moonrider, an interesting one-off that brought together some talent, past, present, and future. Um, another comparison would be Tag It, another rustic rock band that put out their single album the year before this, and they too had members like past, present. Yeah, that Tag It was a Holly spinoff, and they had a few kind of dark numbers on their album too. Yeah, as well as some more kind of effervescent, kind of twangy pieces and such. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the mid-70s, so full of talent, and you would get a lot of these bands that would, people who would come from these different bands that had broken up, and they would all just kind of like meet and come together and try this different assortment of players and talent, and it would last maybe like one album, and then, yeah, sometimes it was encouraged by the labels, of course. Yeah, I'm thinking like 1975 also saw the premiere of Stretch and Boxer, two other bands that were made from assortments of like various of musicians whose career went back to the '60s in various bands and such. Yeah. Anyway, for more rubies and sapphires from the Moonrider album, see the directory of albums by English M artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the two tracks we just heard, the instrumentation, the interplay, the guitar tones, and the lyrics if you have any observations about those. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most air-traveled tri-maximalist, signing off.